What's up, y'all? We back with another video. Hope everybody thank God this morning for waking them up on this beautiful cold day. You know, it's cold out here in the Mo. I don't know about where y'all from, but out here in the Mo, it's cold. See, I'm double layered up, you know what I'm saying? Got the beanie on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you haven't thanked him for waking up, go ahead and do that now. But today's video is about reading. I think reading provides many benefits. Reading helps with your conversation. It helps with your vocabulary. It helps with just your thinking and your problem solving skills. It can help increase all of those. Reading is a great form of meditation. That's kind of what I use reading for mostly. Of course, to learn new things and all that good shit, but that is one of my forms of meditation. Reading also, I feel like can keep you out of situations that you don't want to be in. You know, it just takes some of that time off your hands. Because a lot of us, well, they say that idle time is the devil's playground. So reading will take up some of that idle time, so you won't be out here doing the devil's shit. You won't be out here playing the devil's playground. Now, if you want to do that, you know, go ahead and do your thing. But reading can keep you out of that playground. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a huge bookworm. You know, when I was younger, I used to read a little bit. When the teacher told us to do book reports and shit, I would try to go find me a book. And if I liked a book, I did the report. You know, I knew everything to say. I read it all the way through. I felt accomplished. I felt like I really learned something if I read that book all the way through. But that's only if I liked the book. If I didn't like the book, yeah, I was on the internet or copying somebody's shit. But anyway, that's probably the point. I suggest everybody pick up a book and read. It's better to start when you're younger than now, even though you can start whenever, because I started back reading about 2-3 years ago when I started this little journey of mine to, you know, better myself and learn more and, you know, increase this. I started reading more books, and I've actually had a lot of fun reading books. But you gotta find the right book. Don't just go out and find any book. Find a book that you're actually interested in. Find a book that you'll actually sit through and read all the way through. Because you want to read that book all the way through. There's no point in getting the book just to read it for it. It doesn't matter how long it takes to read that book. Even if it takes you a whole year to read that book and finish it within that year. And then get you another book that you can read within that year. Eventually, I guarantee you'll eventually make it to where you're reading 2 books a year, maybe even 3, because it would just come so easy, it would just come so natural. But yeah, reading is very important though. Reading is very important. I know a lot of kids or a lot of people when they're younger, they feel like they're getting bullied because the whole class laughs at them because they can't read out loud, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those kids that I could read out loud. Didn't struggle too much, you know. But there were other kids in the class that did struggle with reading. But I would advise you not to let that stop you. If you're in class right now and you can't read out loud and the kids is laughing at you or whatnot, fuck them. Because if you let them sway your emotions, you let them sway your path, they ain't doing nothing but the devil's work, you know? They ain't doing nothing but the devil's work. God wants you to stay on your path, stay 10 toes. Don't care what these other people think about you. And the more you practice reading, because that's really all it is. It's a muscle, just like your brain is a muscle, just like anything else. Just like you work out just like you would work out, lift weights, to get bigger, or you'll keep shooting that 3-point shot to make sure that 3-point shot's there, or you keep practicing baseball or practice playing the video games or whatever. Any amount of time, when you put in that time to get better at something, you're gonna get better at it. And that's the same thing with reading. The same thing with reading. So don't let the kids in the class that's laughing at you discourage you from reading, you know? Don't let that happen, because you'll be doing a great disservice to yourself. The devil would win. The devil gonna have you in this playground doing all type of shit, and you don't know what you're gonna be doing. I feel like reading can keep you out of those situations. Like, if you need to read a contract, you won't be able to be taken advantage of because you're reading. You know what this says. When people talk to you about certain shit and you've read up on that subject, they can't just tell you anything and everything. You know, they gotta come with some facts. They gotta come with something like that makes sense, because you're a person that reads, you know this shit. And they can't tell you shit when you're reading. And they can't tell you shit when you strengthening this muscle instead of just the bicep muscles, or you know, or them other muscles, you know. But yeah, reading's great. I actually think reading is one of the things I enjoy most so far about this journey I'm on. I don't know, I've read a lot of books so far, and each book I read is just putting me on to different things. And I'm not reading certain type of books. I'm just reading anything that can make me better. I don't really too much read any. If you like those type of books and you want to read a book that's gonna relax you, or a book that's just gonna be creative and be imaginatory, then you can, of course, by all means. That's gonna help your creativity too. But I like to read books about business or about money. I like to read the Bible. I like to read books about religion, about culture, about things that's gonna open my mind up, open that third eye up to all these different perspectives, all these different cultures, all these different types of people, you know, how people act, the way they think. Like, there's books on everything. And I've enjoyed just being able to open up the book and reap the benefits and reap the knowledge that comes with that, you know? They say that if you want to hide anything from a black person, put it in a book. And that's, sheesh, I hate to say it, but that's the God's honest truth. The God's honest truth. Not saying that people that are writing these books are hiding shit from black people, but black people, my people, niggas, you know? We gotta get on the reading, man. We got to pick up a book and start reading. I know I'm gonna say something that's unpopular opinion and y'all might get mad at me, but fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Reparations. I personally don't believe. And me personally, if I was a white person, president, whoever running the country, I'm not giving reparations or a whole bunch of money, billions of dollars, however you want to look at it, what you think you deserve. I'm not giving that to a group of people who can't read. Reading is so simple. Reading is basic. Basic fundamental. You can't read. I can't do nothing for you. If you can't read, the only thing I can do is just give you direction, you know? Like, and that's what it comes to. Like, you can't read, okay, I gotta tell you what to do. You know, you can't read, you can't, because that's so basic. Like, I gotta tell you what to do, and that's how they treat us. Like, that's why they telling us what to do. They don't put it in a pamphlet, you know, like, that's why they treat us different. They gotta treat us like we can't read, which is harsh truth, but hey, that's how they treating us. But yeah, when you being able to read, you can't be taking advantage like that. You know a lot of these books have our history, have the history, have a history that's written all in them from all different cultures. But you'll never know because you don't read. And then you'll never understand anything because you don't read. And since you don't understand, we get in these arguments about, hey, we need this, we need that, or slavery, da 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 da. But you don't understand history. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. These white people, these other people, all these other races. I mean, of course, it's not a race thing when it's reading, but everybody else, smart people know the importance of reading. Cat Williams actually just came out with an interview and he told everybody he read 3,000 books or whatever, you know? And whether you believe that or not, I can tell you one thing is that you know he's read multiple books. He's the smartest in the room. Whether you think he's crazy, whether you think he's lying, whether you think he's this, whether you think he's that, I know for a fact he's the smartest in that room. In the Club Shay Shay room, he's the smartest when it comes to the comedians. He's the smartest when he's in the room with these executives that they can't tell you shit when you already know the ins and outs. And they can't tell you shit when you already know your own history or you already know. Like, you can't tell you nothing when you already know. For a fact, you already know. And if you want to be, I look at that as a winner's mentality, you know? And if you want to be a winner, you gotta read. You gotta know how to read. If you're reading a book and you don't know what that word is, you got iPhones. Google that word right quick. Oh, blasphemy? What is blasphemy? Oh, that's what that means. Okay. Then reread that sentence so you get what that means. You get the meaning of it, you know? You gotta do that in order to understand. Because I'm not telling you to just, I don't want to tell everybody to go read a book and then they get to the book and then they don't know the words, so they quit. Or they don't know the words, so they just kind of read through it, skip the word. Oh, I don't know what that word means. If you don't know what that one word means, your whole interpretation is going to be thrown off. Whole interpretation is going to be thrown off. That's the problem with the Bible. Nobody reads the Bible. We go to church to listen to another nigga tell us what the Bible's saying, thinking he reading the Bible. But that nigga probably not reading the Bible either. Or maybe he has, but he probably skimmed through it, or you know, he's perceiving it in a certain way, and that perception could be wrong. That's why you want to also read it for yourself. Don't just take anybody else's word for it. You know, read shit for yourself, because they might perceive it wrong. They might not know what that word means. They might not know anything about this culture. They might not know certain shit. So it's all the truth is all getting obscured when you're going through other people and they don't know and they're filtering it through their brain, you know what I'm saying? And you just want to know for yourself. You just want to know for yourself. But yeah, reading, man. Reading, that's a good one. Right now I'm reading Israel, My Beloved. That's what the book's called. And I've been reading it for a while now. It is kind of one of the harder reads because it's a Hebrew Jewish book, so they got a lot of Jewish terms and yeah, just a lot of stuff like that. So it's a little hard to read, but I have been enjoying the book, you know. And like I said, when I see a word, one of them Jewish words that I don't know, they have this little glossary in the back. I flip to the glossary or whatever that shit's called, look up the word. Oh, that's what that means? Okay. You know, oh, that's a religious ceremony? Okay, makes sense. You know, and I go back and read it and it all makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot of knowledge in books. Knowledge is power. Let me say it again. Knowledge is power. Period. Yeah, power is power, but knowledge is power too. All these people that's up there know things that we don't down here, and that's all it is. Once you know those things that's up here, you can be on their level. You can talk to them. You can tell them fuck no. You can tell them fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know the shit. But the reason we not up here is because we don't know the shit, and they keep us down here by not letting us know shit. You know, that's why they hide certain information. It's just all a game. And the name of the game is knowledge is power. And that holds true to today. But yeah, you don't read, start reading. I promise you, it'll change your life, change the way you look at the world, change the way you feel about yourself, change the way you look at yourself for the better. I promise you. I promise you. I'm continuing to read books. My next book I'm gonna read is 50 Cent's book. It's like Hustle Hard or Hustle Harder, something about hustle, you know. So yeah, and then after that I'm on to the Bible. If you need a first book suggestion, read the Bible. I know that's hard. That is very hard, but read the Bible. If you're gonna read any book, read the Bible. The basic instructions before leaving Earth. Read the Bible. That's my next book after 50 Cent. You know, because there's a lot of gems in the Bible that we just overlook. It goes right over our head because we're listening to this pastor tell us what he wants to tell us during the sermon. And it's okay. If you got a good pastor and you trust your pastor, then more power to him. But know the word for yourself. Know definitions. Know the word. Know all these words for yourself. It's only gonna better you. You can take an hour out your day, 2 hours out your day, just to read a book. I don't read all day. I just read for an hour or two, read through a few chapters, you know. If I really like the book, and you'll realize this too, if you really like the book, you're gonna be sitting there and next thing you know, the book is gonna be done. You'll be like, what the fuck? That was a great book though. But if you just reading it, I just read an hour or two a day, get through some chapters, you know, and I'm cool. I feel accomplished. But the goal is to finish that book. Make sure you finish that book, y'all. But yeah, reading. Do it. If you're not reading, you're a loser. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're... Nah, I'm not going to say that because billionaires read. You can't even... Any millionaire, any billionaire is reading. Unless it was just handed to them, like... You know, like these celebrities, like, you know. But if he has his own company and he's made millions of dollars and he's successful, that man has read, I guarantee you. He's read a book in his life. He's read multiple books in his life, I guarantee you. Guarantee you. That is the formula for success, reading. If you want to be successful, read. Learn while you're young. If you're not young no more and you want to learn how to read or trying to get into reading, it's never too late. But if you want to be successful, read a motherfucking book, y'all. But hey, that's it for this video. Till next time. Hope y'all have a good day. And if you're smoking, keep it lit. Peace.